Hey everybody, Mike coming to you. Today we're going to do our second builder interview for our channel. Joining us today is Joel, or you might know him on Instagram as TrueGunpla. So Joel, before we get in doing this interview, now you're a little different than some of the other people we talk to. You stream, you have your own channel. So before we get into Gundam and Gunpla, you want to explain what exactly you do, what it's about?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm on Instagram, everything as TrueGunpla. You can find me on there. My YouTube channel right now is just there's one tutorial on there. There's a couple of just unboxing videos. I'm just kind of starting out on there, but I do have some stuff planned in the future to do more tutorials, maybe some reviews, and have a lot of incorporation of the local hobby we have here as well as the online community.
Yeah, man. So you build and stream with the GBA. You want to talk about what that is, what you guys and girls are all about?
Yeah, so GBA stands for Gunpla Builder Association. I wasn't a part of the start of it. It was two of the members, Tomio and Silver Strays, their online handles. It's a Twitch team. It's actually approved, certified Twitch team that streams on the creative side of Twitch, and we all build Gunpla, Plamio, painting, all that great stuff. And yeah, so we all pretty much it's a big online community as a whole. We welcome new streamers that have been already streaming for a while and want to get more involved with it. But it's pretty much just all of us getting together. We do multi-stream events. We did one for charity for a local children's hospital. We all built bear guys and sent them to the hospital. We do themed ones where, like last month, we did a master grade theme. But the big thing, it's just, right now, currently, we're the only Twitch Gunpla community because there's one for like Warhammer and all that stuff, but it never got that outreach it needed on Twitch. Luckily enough, Twitch did approve for our Twitch team, which is amazing. It's a huge thing. And we actually just had one of our, it might not be one of our first, but one of our more dedicated Gunpla streamers actually get partnered, which, you can come join us to find out about that. But it's really just a huge community. We help new members out. A lot of us do graphic work. A lot of us do like video, audio production. So if you want to stream, if you want to get started in it, or even if you want to hang out with the people that you watch on Twitch, we welcome that. There'll be a link down below. But yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff. We have shirts, all that great stuff.
Nice.
Club exclusive goodies. But yeah, no, it's just a big community. We all stream on Twitch. It's a great format to outreach because there's a lot of new people that don't know what Gunpla is. They don't know what model building is, even at that. So this is a way it gets people in there. It's a lot better than just watching a video, someone just building and just kind of talking, or in some cases not even talking, they're just building a kit. You get to interact with them, you get to ask them questions, and that's a big thing. I've actually done 2 or 3 tutorials on a stream where someone's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing dry brushing." They're like, "What the fuck is dry brushing?" I'm like, "Let me show you," and just kind of get a test piece and show them what I'm doing. And it's a great way to really interact with the community. We've had so many. I mean, when I joined, there may have been like 100 or so in there. I think we're around like maybe 200 or 300 people in our Discord, which is our main little hub for everything. And we have new people to the hobby. They have all of us as resources. We also give them outside resources to YouTube, Facebook, and all that. And then we have people that just start out streaming, and they're doing great. We have a couple where they've already reached a couple hundred followers, and they've only been streaming for a couple months. It's just they have us to kind of give them that push and give them the resources that they need to do that. And we should have a video coming out soon more about streaming on Twitch, involving model building and Gunpla. So be on the lookout for that.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah. So how long have you been building Gunpla now?
Actually, just a year. I started. I can always look and see. Started about 2015, but I went on and off for a while. I kind of got out of it for about 5 to 6 months. I just had a lot of other stuff going on. It wasn't really interesting me all that much. Let's see here. January 5th, 2016. That's my not my first post, but the first one I kept on there.
Nice.
So yeah, almost just about a year. And yeah, so I've been building for about almost a year now.
Very cool, dude. Very cool. So, what is it about Gunpla and the hobby that really draws you in? Like, why is it that you like to build?
It's a great hobby. The community is super great. Um, I like building just as a creative outlet. Being a musician, there's a lot of creativity that goes into that, and there's some stuff you can't really express, through certain outlets. This is a good way where it's something, it's fresh, it's new. I'm still learning stuff as well as trying to share my knowledge with others. Um, yeah, for me, it's just a really great creative outlet hobby. I love it. I've been in love with it since I first started it, 2016.
Nah, that's cool, man. Yeah, the I think that's one thing that really draws me to the hobby as well. I know you and I have somewhat similar backgrounds with playing music, playing in bands, and all that stuff. The I think something that's really cool about it is because usually when you sit down and you play music or try to get together creatively with a bunch of people, everyone has an idea in their head and tries to go for it. What I really like about Gunpla is you can really focus on and get exactly what you want in your head. You can make, and you see, there's no, yes, there's a process in building, but it's not something where you have to go through. I have to write this, then we have to record this, then we have to polish this. As you're
Yeah,
going through the process, it's very, I don't want to say instant gratification because there is a process there, but the visual, I mean, it's there. As soon as you're in building something, you can look at it, you hold it in your hand, and you're like, all right, it's pretty awesome.
it's getting there.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's a lot better. I mean, I don't want to say it's a lot better than playing music. I mean, they're two completely different things, but just being able to even just start doing a straight build. You have the straight build. You're looking at it like, well, shit, this looks pretty good so far. You could cut something off the runner and be like, this is great. This is gonna come out great. But yeah, no, it's different. It's a different change of pace of what my other hobbies, still are. I mean, to this day, I still record and I'm gonna start playing shows again. But it's just this is something where, you know, apart from building, also like doing YouTube and taking pictures and all that stuff. That's another part of it where it's so much fun to create all this content for everyone and share it with people. So yeah, it's just a really great hobby.
yeah, no, it really is, dude. The so what right now, what is your favorite Gundam series
Um,
or couple? I mean, there's a lot.
I'll get a couple there
Yeah.
because I don't think we have all day for this. Um, in my running, like my top, we'll do top five.
All
Top
right.
five. Up there is Build Fighters, number one, hands down. The whole Gunpla beginnings, Build Fighters Try, even the movie they did or the OVA or whatever. That series is what got me started building Gunplas, hands down. It's literally the best commercial because it worked for me. It's a 30-minute commercial about some kids pretty much just building kits and fighting them in some AR stadium or VR stadium, and I love it. The second one would have to be Thunderbolt, hands down. I mean, it's just such a good story in terms of like, I'm not a huge Xeon guy, which is funny because look at the name of the channel, right? Okay, so I'm not a huge Xeon guy, but watching the part with the Xeon pilot for the Zaku, um, I was just like, damn. Like I feel for you, dude. Like that's some crazy shit. But yeah, definitely Thunderbolt. Third would have to be the original, just original Mobile Suit Gundam. Um, I think fourth would have to be between Wing or 8 MS Team, just
Oh
because
wow.
they were on around the same time. Everyone watched the typical. I watched Wing, Cartoon Network, blah blah blah. And I think the last one for me for the number five slot. Um, hmm, I would say IBO probably. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the kids killing adults, being total badasses. Like it was, in a sense, like I use a comparison. It's like it's really hard to even compare it to anything, but it's like a bunch of these kids are just like, you know what, screw the government. We're gonna take them over,
Yeah.
start our own shit, and go from there. It's pretty badass. It's one of my top
Yeah. The yeah, the other thing that I liked about IBO. Now I know the I know the series just ended, and from being online, it seems most people have pretty mixed emotions and mixed feelings on how it ended. But the reality of it is like you said, usually when you try to overthrow a government, it was very realistic. Usually when you go to overthrow a government, things don't end well for everybody. E- Even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
they never do.
accomplish even if you accomplish what you set out to do, because I don't think if you look at the main characters from the first season, I think the only ones who made it out were, I mean, Ride plays a bigger role in this the second series, but Shino got it, Biscuit got it in the first season, Mika,
R.I.P. Biscuit.
Akihiro, yeah, I mean everybody. It was just the second season. I feel like the second half of it was let's see how many emotions we can destroy inside people. Let's just keep it rolling.
I feel like they kind of pulled a Rogue One, like, you know what? Screw all the characters, not a point, kill them all off. You'll see them later on, maybe. Who knows? They just kind of killed everybody off. And, like, it's just the way they did it's really good. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that complain about the animation quality, about the story, blah, blah, blah. It's a Gundam series. They played it in the States. Let's just be happy about that. Like, at
Yeah,
least we're getting that.
the
At least we're getting
it would be cool to see if Build Fighters gets another go round. It'd be cool to see some of those characters cameo. I mean,
Bandai. You're fucking up if you do not play Build Fight. It's literally commercial for your product. It's a literal commercial that has a story behind it. If it got my 25-year-old ass to build Gunpla, come on. Like, what are you doing? It's
the
so good.
the
And do more Rinko figures. Stop doing the 14-year-old girl. Do more Rinko figures, please. Thank you.
the other thing that I really liked about Build Fighters, the myself, I have a daughter, and I can't really early mornings when she gets up, can't really throw something like Thunderbolt on or some of the other
Even
series.
IBO.
Yeah, yeah, IBO was when I had to wake up super early and watch downstairs, or else she would come downstairs and be like, "Dad, are you watching Gundam?" Yeah, yeah, there's Shino hanging out, or someone getting cut in half.
He's
But
pointing a gun at someone. Is like, oh,
yeah,
hey, sorry.
the Build Fighters was cool though, because even I build the bear guys with her now, and I'll take her to my local sometimes. So I'm gonna go and pick up kits, and it's cool because it's something I can share with her, and she can watch it, she can get it, like
Yeah.
she enjoys the character. And then even myself as an adult, it's there. The story's there, the characters are there. I mean, it literally, even though, like you said, if Bandai wants to release a kit, or what they've done is they've just been like, it'd be really cool. This, hey, it's in Build Fighters. Like, here you go.
Design they work for this timeline, put in a Build Fighters. Everyone will love it. I mean, and they've been doing. I mean, at the date of this recording, they've been doing okay with the release of the new Build Fighter kits. Some of them are kind of odd because they weren't on the show. They're part of the manga series. So, and a lot of them just see like recolors or kit bashes of older kits, which is kind of cool. They really either need to do a new line of it where they connect in like IBO and some other kits into the show, or even just release it in the states. I mean, if they release in the states, you'll go from where we have semi-overpriced kits at GameStop to we have kits at like Walmart, kind of thing. Especially if they run it on Cartoon Network instead of Adult Swim.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's very true, man. The All right, so now since we've talked about series, recently, what have been your favorite kits that Bandai's been putting out, or what's something you've built recently that really, even if it's an older kit, really stood out as this is solid, this was super awesome to build?
Uh, in terms of what they've been bringing out, the GM Sniper 2 is really cool. I have it. It's on my little little backlog over there. For me, this is an insane backlog. I'm like freaking out. There's too many kits here. I know some people, like our friend Silver, he has a store, a literal inventory of store in his like kitchen, his living room. His living room is like a neon Xeon just sitting there. There's perfect grade boxes lying around. I'm just like, dude, I can't. I'm stressing over these kits right now. I'm literally stressing out because like I need to get these done. I need to paint them. But GM Sniper is really good. An older kit actually was the one I did for the Zaku Release contest. Well, it's not really older, but the Zaku One Sniper. Um, amazing kit. I normally don't build soccer kits. Um, I would have to say, in terms of the one I built, that's one of my favorites. It's between the Kamiki Burning Gundam and the original OG, just GM. Well, I don't remember the name of it. Just the basic RGM, whatever, 95, the basic GM high grade. For some reason, there's not a whole lot of articulation in there, but in terms of like build quality, to me, it's really good. That's the first kit I ever painted. Um, and did like seam line removal and just came out great. So for me, that's just a personal good kit. But I would highly recommend anyone looking to get into it, get the Kamiki Burning. You could just straight build that and not even touch it with anything else, and it's gonna look amazing.
Nice, nice, very cool, very cool. The yeah, the other one too for obviously you got that nice wall of tools behind you. The
Yeah, like that.
yeah, no, that's very impressive. The somebody who's just getting in, just getting started, what would you suggest is like a nice basic? This is a toolbox where you could go pick up a kit, get it done, and it would look good. What would you recommend as like a basic starting point?
So there's a lot of conversations and debates on this. Other podcasts to talk about it. Um, I would recommend if you are all think you're gonna get serious about it, not to go out and buy a pair of God hands. Mr. Hobby makes a pair of nippers. They're called Mr. Tools. These things are most stores like $15. It's the price of a high grade if you're buying online. Get those. Get yourself a pair of files. Everyone says standing sticks. Get a pair of files. Learn how to use these. They will be your best friend down the road. You can get like the Tamiya ones like I have here that are super fancy, or you go to like Harbor Freight or some hardware store and buy a pair of $3 six piece needle files for like $4 or so. Those are really good. A set of standing sticks, or even just one. Most stores carry the what brand this is. There's one brand I've seen almost every.
Is it
Stevenson's
the Stevens International?
Yeah, they make a set. And they're always at these random hobby stores, but the one we have doesn't carry them for some reason. That and of course an X-Acto knife. That's pretty much the basics you're gonna need. But I will say, in my experience, I have Gundam Planet nippers. They're great. They're a great equivalent to the God Hands. I have a pair of God Hands on the way, so I can't really say if they're better. But after using those ones for 2 months, then they broke. Get something a little bit more high end than Zerons or ones from Michaels or something like that, because you don't want to get to where you get in that mentality of buying kits over tools. It's such a big thing. People will say like, "Oh, but this kit's on sale. The kit's always going to be there unless it's like a P Bandai. Then go ahead and buy it. If it's something where it's a basic high grade, an MG, whatever, just put to the side. Invest in good tools. You have good results, and you won't be replacing them every 6 months." Those Mr. Tool ones, they still work. My fiance uses them when they build kits, and no problems. The Zeron ones I got, they broke after a little while. The spring came loose. We have a local hobby group or Gunpla group in our area, and I see people come in. They bring really bad tools. They're having issues. We sell the little Tamiya or the Mr. Tools starter sets. It comes with a pair of their nippers, a Gundam marker, a sanding stick, some files. The Tamiya files are super nice, and it's like 20 or $30. If you have that, get it. They're perfect. It gives you everything. It even has a Gundam marker for panel lining. So you literally have everything you need. It's not going to wear out on you. The thing you might have to replace is a pair of nippers, maybe a year down the road or 2 years down the road, and even then it's only $30-40. God hands are not expensive. You can find them on Amazon for like $45. When you think about you spend that much on one kit, you're buying a tool that you're going to build all these kits with. Why not invest in something worth your while?
Yeah, no, that's a very good point, man. Because I think that was something where I initially started building. That was a mistake that I had made, where I would go into my local and the I said when I first started building, I went to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, got a cheap set of nippers, the super cheap pack of like sandpaper, just so I could literally go home, start cutting stuff out, putting it together, and and like I said, then I'd go to my local, and he had more like the name brand stuff, and it was one of those things where I'd be like, well, I could get two high grades, or I could get a new set of nippers. Now I look back at some of the older kits that I've done, and I was like, damn, I really wish I would have had this when when I built that, because even like I feel like with Gunpla as a hobby, with tools, you really do pay for what you get. The
Yeah, no, it's literally. I mean, speaking on what you talked about, looking back in your older kits. So when I started, like a little history of my Instagram. It started about 2016, if not right at the ass end of 2015. Um, One of my biggest builds was this Kamiki Burning Gundam. Um, Mind you, I didn't do anything but panel line it. I just took a good picture of it. Oh, I spray painted the blade to have like a mirror effect. It got like 400 likes on Instagram. Mind you, I literally built this with like Xeron nippers, some sanding sticks, and an X-Acto knife. Um, but I took all those old kits that I built because a lot of them I didn't know what I was doing. I was using shitty tools, and now they're in this like graveyard of kit bash parts. This is about 6 high grades worth of just stuff to use for extra kits and stuff. It's amazing. Um, but yeah, no, invest in tools. Invest in tools. Don't. I wish I could find. I know what video it is. The guy that runs Ammo Mig, he was doing a workshop and he was talking about paintbrushes. He was like, "Oh no, people don't want to pay $20-$30 for a paintbrush. They rather buy a kit with it." You can have a dollar or $5 paintbrush and have a $20 or $30 paintbrush. You're going to see the differences in it automatically, whether it be over time, the quality of what you're making. There's a lot of factors going into it, but invest in tools, please.
yeah,
Please. I haven't seen another post of like, my nipper's broken. What nipper should I get? If you're serious about it, go get some Gundam planets. Go get some God Hands. Get some high end. Even Citadel makes some nippers that are pretty pricey. Get something high end. You don't have to stress about stress marks on your kit, and you don't have to worry about replacing your tools. On a rotation, like you're changing your oil or something.
yeah, yeah. It's very interesting. You brought up the Gundam Planet nippers. I picked up a pair. I think I went up maybe like 2 weeks ago now. I'm probably only like 2 hours outside New York City area. So I took the ride up. Yeah, it's it's real dangerous to the wallet though, or it can be.
Yeah,
The uh,
yeah.
yeah, I picked up a pair of the nippers, and I had seen people review them online, and even the God Hands. I had looked at them, and it was something where I was like, can nippers really like? This is somebody who got these for free, or this is somebody who's plugging them. Like, can they really be that good? I brought them home. Now I'm only using them for secondary cuts right before like sand or final cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's literally like cutting butter. Like, I didn't know plastic would cut that easy with a pair of nippers. I mean, it was really mind blowing. Like, I was not prepared for how easy it was.
One thing I'll say is, like I said before, we have a Gunpla meetup, and you can hear who is using two-sided nippers because it's just snip, 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 and pieces are flying. If pieces are flying, and that's really loud. You need new nippers. They shouldn't be doing that. Even with God Hands again, the Planet ones, they do make a sound. They're always going to make a sound, but because it's using a single blade, you're having less of a stress mark on there. People think like, oh, you can cut right to the kit and it's going to be beautiful. No, there's going to be a mark on there. You have issues filing it down. But there, when I got them in the mail, I was like, I need to like review them or something. And I was like, well, there's enough videos on it. We'll leave it alone, kind of thing. Because to be like, oh, well, they just sent you a free pair. I've never smoked a gun on plane in my life,
Yeah.
and I will highly recommend that you guys get a pair. And they're cheap. Like $35, like without a discount.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's like less than a high master grade for their website. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah. The like I said, I was really shocked. Now, like you said, there's still going to be a little bit of cleanup. And you got to be careful. If you're somebody who's just starting out using a pair of God hands or the single blade, you can do a lot of damage on a kit.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be careful on your your cuts with those.
God, you can destroy it with those. I mean, and you can also destroy the tools too if you're not careful. That's why they give you the little holder to put them in, because you can. And they're not. It's not easy to fix. I mean, it's just like any tool. Whether you're a tattoo artist or a painter, take care of your tools, and they'll take care of you back in terms of your quality of work.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Now earlier in the interview too, we talked about the streaming and the your channel and stuff like that. The aside from obviously liking Gunpla the hobby, the what draws you towards doing the streams, doing the channel? What is it about that you really like?
I mean, hands down, the community. Like you said before, we come from similar backgrounds in terms of like music and all that. This is a very open and helpful community. I mean, there are small cliques that are obviously just a group of friends or people you really have trouble getting to it. I've heard it's a really big thing in Japan where it's like there's team builders and that's it. They don't talk to anybody else, which is fine. That's in everything. You're gonna have that, but in the whole, the community is very open. Between all the YouTubers, between all like there's a Tumblr community, there's a Twitch community, there's an Instagram community. You can look anywhere and find. There's even old forums. Um, Gundam UK, he runs the Mecha Lounge, and it's just an old forum. I mean, it's not old, but it's updated. But it's a forum. Those are rare to be
Yeah,
active, at least. If it's not a car forum, it's pretty much dead. And this one's active. I mean, he's got builds going on. There's an active community on there. But yeah, for me, besides just the actual building, doing the videos for the community is amazing. I mean, for example, my first video was a soldering iron technique that I did, just a tutorial. I found out I was watching some older ones from like 2008, 2009, where this guy was using a soldering iron to make a battle damage effect. And I was like, I want to try that. I that bin of useless parts. So let's go ahead and try that out. And shit you not, it came out looking superb, awesome. It was great. And I shared that to some of the Facebook groups. One I would recommend is It's a Gundam. It's a Gundam with multiple A's. It's run by Clay and a couple other people. Great group. There's a lot of big builders on there, a lot of like GBWC winners and stuff. I posted in there in a couple of the groups, and 2 or 3 days, the video was almost at 1,000 views. My first video, first brand new channel, I shot up from like 4 subscribers, two of them being like my account, my fiance's account, to like 200, and it's just growing like 2 or 3 every day. And that video's at 2.7 something. I'm at 400 subscribers, which I'm making more videos. It's okay. I'm making more videos. I've been super busy with real life stuff, but um, everyone's supportive. I mean, even on Reddit, they're somewhat supportive. I mean, they'll hold your hand. They'll hold your hand with everything, but they're super supportive. Especially giving criticism on all these other platforms. But yeah, no, the biggest thing for me is just sharing with the community. It's an awesome community. Everyone's welcome to each other. You know, People will tell you if your kit looks bad, but they'll also tell you how to fix it. That's one thing where a lot of other communities for other hobbies and other activities, they don't help you with that kind of stuff. They want to see you fail, versus with Gunpla, everyone wants to see you succeed, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. No, that's something I very much enjoy about the community as well. The now that I'm starting to branch off, obviously do the stuff on YouTube, the really starting to push stuff harder on the Instagram. It's really cool to see. I mean, even yourself, like when you reached out to us and me, it's really cool to see people who want to see you grow and succeed as a builder. It's not some place where people are going to shut you down or it's hard to find nowadays because anyone can get behind a keyboard and just fuck you, man, blah blah blah. Like
it's trash. Like
yeah,
you got hands, you're a peasant. Like you see that shit a lot, and like a big thing is music. Like it's such a tight knit thing where yeah, there's artists that want to help other artists because they got help. I mean, I got help when I was starting out, so I want to help out. I mean, I see younger kids like, hey, I'm starting a band, I want a logo. I'll take 10 minutes of my day and make them something temporary they can use because that's what someone did for me. So it's the same thing with the Gunpla. It's like you see a lot of people starting out and you know, I mean, or even if they're not starting out, they want to branch out online and they don't know how to. That's such a big thing. Is like they don't know how to market, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to post their kit, and I try if I see something that's for someone I've talked with or even talked once or twice and something really cool, I'll try to post it on my Instagram or our Facebook or something just to give them a little bit of boost and outreach. There's no reason why. I mean, obviously, if you have a dedicated schedule of content, etc. But there's no reason why you can't just be like, hey, check out this awesome kit. This thing kick ass. Like it's great. But yeah, the big thing is everyone's here to help each other. And usually the people that aren't here to help each other, they don't last.
Yeah.
They'll quit the hobby. They'll stop doing whatever they're doing because no one's really engaging with them. No one wants to deal with someone that's constantly, arguing about stuff or dealing with, just this overall, just, cancerous behavior. It doesn't last here that long.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. The and I guess before we start wrapping things up here, the I guess maybe one or two more questions for you. Where do you see this hobby going in the States? It seems like, I mean, I know you have a local, I have a local here. It seems like this hobby's really starting to gain steam here. Do you think it's going to continue to grow? Do you think Bandai is going to start backing Gundam more in North America? Where do you see this going?
Um, of course, my answer wants to be yeah. You're gonna see Gundam at Walmart. You're gonna see Gundam at CVS. There's gonna be 7-Eleven kits and Sheets or Wawa kits. Coming out late 2018. Um, it very well could go down that path. It depends a lot on terms of what they do in marketing. Like I said before, Build Fighters is a perfect outreach to the younger U.S. audience, like Gundam Wing was for us. They took a Japanese show that was meant for teenage schoolgirls and targeted it towards teenage boys, and it worked fantastically. They need to do the same thing. The biggest thing I see is with online versus shopping at a local store. I'll do a little shameless plug here, but we have a local place in Cary, North Carolina called Hangar 18 Hobbies. They, I would say maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, correct me if I'm wrong, but 5 or 6 months ago, they only had about 10 kits total. 5 MGs, some older like wing or high grade kits. Um, and of course, when I first went in there, I'm like, these prices are way above yen MSRP. I'm paying for shipping, and then the Japanese tax of it being something from Japan. I'm living in America, so they had a Model Works event, which is a group that does sci-fi modeling. And there was like 2 or 3 guys building Gundams there, and I was like, hey, I built Gunpla too. Here's my online stuff. They're like, hey, we should start our own little local group thing. Talked to the owner. He was like, yeah, I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't. It'll bring people in. They'll buy kits. Now the store goes through Bluefin, a couple other distributors. There's like a wall of PGs, MGs, high grade kits, Mr. Hobby Tools in the States, like not just nippers, like Mr. Color paints are coming into the store eventually, which is insane. You can't find that stuff even online, let alone a local American store in the southern part of America. Um, the biggest thing is that if you have a local and you've been in there, you see that the prices are high. You see they only have a couple of kits. If they have a space like a table to work, suggest doing a monthly meetup group. It's one time a month. You get someone to make like a Facebook page or event page or something like that. People will come out. People are obviously buying the kits enough to have them in stock, and people don't realize that if they weren't selling them, they wouldn't have them to begin with. If they're trying to get rid of them, they would be on sale, and then someone would have bought them. So the biggest thing you can say is like, hey, are people buying these kits? And if they say, yeah, start a little community group. There's no reason not to. You don't even have to attend to it. Just start it. You'll see people buying kits more. The prices will go down. They start bringing more exclusive stuff in. Like we're starting to get frame arm girls with like Kotobuki and stuff into our store. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like you would have to go to like Gundam Planet or something like to get that, and it gets the hobby more out there. right now, model hobbying in the States is mainly just tanks, World War II stuff, with nothing wrong with that. But it's not like it is in other states. I mean, for example, this is Hobby Japan from Japan. It's a whole entire magazine with nothing but builds from Japanese builders. Mind you, in here, there's some RC model stuff. Um, or RC like tanks and whatnot. If I can get one pulled up here, probably not because there's so much stuff like anime titties and all that. But look at that, it's a tank, right?
Yeah.
Compare that to the UK where it's literally nothing but cars, but there's one page of Gunpla stuff in here.
Huh.
Just one page versus where that whole entire magazine is dedicated nothing but to Gundams and anime stuff. So eventually, I think it will grow. The biggest thing that can help it grow is, again, the community thing, being mindful of your local community. If there's not one, start one. You can make our way, just start one. It may not benefit you directly, but it benefit the hobby as a whole. That and just, just supporting people online. If you see someone building, they're new, they have questions, don't put them down. Don't be like, hey, fuck you, don't join our hobby. Be like, here, watch this video. There's plenty of people you can watch. Like Zach Aurelius has a lot of good tutorials. There's a lot of older YouTubers from like 2008 to 2012 that have plenty of information on there. And sites like Otaku on a Budget.
Yeah, Otaku.
All this stuff where they give you the resources you need. You just need to either, one, ask for them, or two, just look for them for yourself. That's what I did. I didn't know shit. I went into this hobby without having any support, online, offline. And then once you kind of get yourself in there a little bit, you can blow up. I mean, overnight, literally sometimes with some of your pictures. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's very true, man. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for this evening. Joel, thank you very much for joining us, man. Always
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure. Now, like I said, because Joel has his own channel, streams, does all that stuff. Please look down in the comments below. We'll get all that stuff hooked up in there. Go check him out. His builds are super solid, super awesome, dude. So we'll catch you next time. Joel, seriously, man, thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
Take it easy.